working at a gas station has made me notice that there is a terrifying and absolutely jarring amount of people that go through their life on autopilot, completely what seems to be a state of a state devoid of consciousness, right? They can move. It's almost like a deliriant state, right? Like if somebody took a disgusting amount of DPH, right? And it's like you're in your bed foaming out your mouth, but you think that you're driving a NASCAR. Something like that, right? When I, as a very small example of this, dozens, if not hundreds of times a day when I am serving a customer, and I'm like, full eye contact. They make full eye contact, and I look at them, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like, "Hello, how are you?" Or if I'm like, literally just like, "Hello," and they're like, "Not bad. How about you?" What do you mean, not bad? How about you? Did you not acknowledge me? Look at me. Look at my lips move. Hear me. Hear me say hello. Not bad. How are you? Autopilot. Now, you might just be thinking, this isn't a problem. This is just, this guy's tired and this guy is trying to go through the motions and he doesn't want to waste time, right? He just wants this stuff done. But we are missing a absolutely critical, critical point here. Is that if there are enough of these people who are exhausted, devoid of consciousness at a functional level, like a conversational level. Like if there are people that are going through their days and they are not registering what is going into their ear at 2 p.m., then we have a much larger problem on our hands other than that guy's just tired. Especially when the majority of these people are the consciousness lacking type. And I'm going to bring in my handy dandy notebook. And we are going to get into the more important side of this. So what we have here is a rough caste system of what America kind of looks like right now. This is extremely rudimentary. This is basically a hand-drawn shitpost. Okay. But it's pretty true. So we have the president at number 1. Now, under the president is Congress and the Senate, and that's supposed to be checks and balances. You know, they should be above the president in terms of power. But the state that this country is in right now, the president has the most power. He's the ruler, bro. He might as well be. If he could have a third term, if his heart lets him have a third term, he'd go for it, bro. He'd go for it so fast. He'd start a war to try and get that third term. Oh, wait. Beneath gubernatorial, like the state guys, I forget. I'm actually so stupid and exhausted. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We got mayoral, the dudes that like run the cities and stuff like that. Under that, we have cops because they kind of, they they are above like everybody below them, but they are under everybody that has control like over them. Like cops are in this weird like middle ground where they could have a lot of power if they wanted to like break the rules, but they don't, like assuming that they are, civil, they're really in the middle. That is, I think it's a very noble job of choice, but it's very dangerous because anybody can pretty much get into that field. Um, Suit guys below cops, right? Businessman types, guys under suit guys, middle management types. A little bit better than the guy that works at the gas station, but still below the guy that makes $1 while he makes a dime. And you know, you know what I mean? Like, and then we got everybody else, right? Like me, probably you, probably your parents to some degree. is everybody else. Like, we're talking teachers, secretaries, pet groomers, people who work at the grocery store, postal workers, everybody else, right? I, in a day, see thousands of people. I see morticians. I see guys pulling up in straight Versace suits, in Maybachs. I see people in politics coming into my store. I see children coming into my store. I see parents coming into my store. I see police officers, firemen, EMT, people who repair the fires that the firemen put out. I see people who rebuild the homes. If there's too much, I see everyone. And one thing that I notice is that across this caste system, and now obviously I haven't seen a congressman or a fucking senator in my store, or the president, or the mayor, but the absolute utter majority, the absolute utter majority here, below cops, is pretty much everybody that I see, right? And that's most of the people in this country. And if most of the people in this country are going through their daily motions, functioning at a less than conscious level, where I can look at them and say hello and greet them, and they can respond to me with a completely unrelated retort, then what does that mean if these people are told to vote? If these people are told to make a decision? Like when the government told everybody, hey, dude, that shitty Honda Civic you got? What is it? 2004 grandma owned? 40,000 miles? That thing's gonna shit out in like a day, dude. We'll give you 2.5K for it, and we're gonna destroy it. Cash for clunkers. Tricked damn near the whole country into giving up their fully functional vehicles. What do we have now? 2026 start-stop models that over deposit carbon, so your spark plugs wear it, your starter stops, your car doesn't work anymore, blah blah blah. No, you gotta buy a new car. How much is a new car? $120,000. What the fuck is a monthly payment? $800 because I got a ticket 3 years ago. Consciousness. We are losing it so rapidly. There is a epidemic in this country. I would go as far as to say it is at that level regarding consciousness and thought. People are not thinking. We have been conditioned to the point where everything that happens around us is not thought of. When the street light turns green, you think nothing of it. You think nothing of what is behind that. Nothing of the work that was put behind that. Nothing of how the grid works. What comes to that? When the cashier gives you your $5 back, you do not think, right? There's times where I have completely messed up and I've given someone the wrong change and they did not notice, and I had to chase them out to the parking lot to give them their money. There has been times where people have cashed out and they have left all of their stuff on the counter and they just walked out and then came back because I'm looking at them like, I didn't even give you your fucking change back. Thanks for the $100. Like, what? Like, it's bad. It's bad. Let's go back to what's going to happen if these people vote, right? Our country is so fucked right now. And everybody is retarded. And we still think that for some unfucking known reason that coming together every 4 years and saying, which pedophile should I pick to fuck my children? We still think that red and blue is what the issue is. And again, regarding consciousness, we still think that Republican and Democrat is gonna fix this country. Bro, we're lost. We're lost. When Europeans come over here and their immediate thought is that we're all retarded, and in some cases that it is actually fucking justified to them, I do not blame them for fucking hating us. I do not blame them whatsoever. We eat the goy food and the 3D printed chicken, and we are happy. We pay $20 for Dubai chocolate, and we are happy. When most of us have to work an hour and a half to even get that Dubai chocolate. When other people see us from other countries like Canada and Switzerland and like Japan and shit, and fuck bro, even China, they look at us and they think that we are retarded, because we are. Because there is a consciousness epidemic that has been perpetuated by our elites. We have been starved of nutrients necessary to improve brain function and growth, right? We have been completely stripped of any physical regimens in school beyond walking on your phone for 10 minutes in a circle. We're cooked. We're cooked. We are weak, we are retarded, and we are complicit. And we are exactly where the elites want us to be. And it is proven to me every single day I clock in. When there is a sign, 2 of them, on the ice cream counter that says, please order at register. Do not order at the ice cream stand. You need to pay first. When there's 2 of those in big, bold, black Sharpie, and I am leaving the store with 3 trash bags in my hand to go walk them to the dumpster, and a guy at the ice cream counter asks me if I can make him an ice cream, we are fucked. That guy votes. We're fucked. We need to realize as a people, and admittedly as a minority, we need to do something about the idiots in this country. I want to take at this moment a brief second to turn back and look back at the topic of trust in regards to the cashier handing the $5 back to the customer. When, as a customer, you hand over 20, right, on a $15 transaction, you expect $5 back. It is not a hard task to retrieve $5. 5 in ones, a single $5 bill, right? Whatever it may be, right? You expect your exact change, right? And it is almost so uniform that you get your exact change that in those moments where the cashier might short you 25 cents, or the cashier might not even hand you the other $5, you don't realize until you're home and you're buying the next thing, and it's like, fuck, I have $4, but I got $5 back. Wait, oh my god, I got shorted. When we do not think, when we are so comforted and we are so complicit in the system that has been aligned for us, that we think has been aligned for us, we do not question anything of it because we expect it to be so working. We are at a point where, even though it isn't working, where our government's interest is not in us, where our local government's interest is not in us, where we still think that this system in this show is running how it's supposed to be. And without people thinking beyond this to realize that it isn't, we are just going to stay stuck in this cycle of agony where we are being put down and belittled and used by the people at the top who we think can still be changed by voting and doing blah 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 when we don't even really even know. Most of the people in this country don't even fucking know how the political system in this it works. Like we people blindly vote, bro. Most people don't even vote for themselves. They vote because someone close to them said something nice about somebody. They looked nothing into it except for maybe a couple of TikToks, and then they press that down. And then they vote for somebody. Right, bro? How many people in 2016 voted against Trump? And I don't want to justify him or gas him up, but how many people in 2016 voted against Trump just because they didn't fucking want him? Not because they didn't like his policies, but just because they didn't want Trump because he was mean. How many people in his next turnover voted for Biden just because they didn't want Trump again? And then we got stuck with the Harris administration. Dude. And then nobody liked that towards the end of it. Because people blindly voted, they got fucked, and then they realized towards the end that they were getting fucked, but it was too late, it was time to vote again, and then they voted Trump. Like anything was going to fucking change. Was it good the first time? No. Was it good when it was Joe Biden? No. Why would it be good when it was Trump again? It wouldn't. The only reason why people voted Trump again is because they didn't fucking want Joe. And there was no other options, and we're so conditioned to think red and blue that we didn't even fucking consider any Green Party or independent candidates. It should have been Bernie sitting in that office. And I don't even like him, bro. I would have taken Bernie. If I was old enough to vote for Bernie, I would have fucking voted for Bernie, bro. And I used to hate on people for talking about feeling the burn. I wish I felt the burn, because I'm feeling a fucking different burn. I am feeling the hot branding iron of the Trump administration on my ass. And everybody else in this country is. Iranian children are feeling the branding iron of the Trump administration. Why? Because we want oil. Trump wants to stay in office. We're best friends with Israel, and we want to help them get Lebanon, fucking Iran, so they can have their whole little, thing, their little fucking greater Israel plan, bro. Wonder who it's going to be next. Fuck, dude, maybe Joe Biden will run again. And we can vote for him because we don't want Trump. And we can cry when Joe Biden is bad. Again. Fucking idiots, bro. We're fucking idiots. And you don't have to look too deep into it. All you gotta do is work at a gas station to realize the consciousness is not there. The thought is not there. We are complicit. We are fucking dogs. We are mutts to these people at the top. And we are still convinced that playing their self-designed game of voting red and blue is going to change anything. Bro, they all invest in the same stocks. They all get rich off of defense contractors. They all fuck your children. And the only thing that is keeping them in power is their system that you trust, that you continue to vote in. When are we going to break the cycle? When are we just going to not vote? The majority of the people in this country already don't vote. And when they do vote, they're fucking forced to. And we end up with people, because our culture is so, you need to vote. You're not voting? You're not voting? What the fuck do you mean you're not gonna vote? You're not gonna vote for the douche or the turd? Vote or die, motherfucker. Vote or die. You pick that douche or you pick that turd. No, you just don't sign it at all. Who the fuck are they gonna elect if nobody votes? Who are they going to elect if everybody throws out? What if we picked a Green Party candidate? There would either be a fucking Inauguration Day assassination, or everybody at that elite level in this country would be shivering, bro. If we, there would be a gun to the back of a Green Party candidate's head so fast. You better listen up real fucking quick, buddy. Because just because they stopped thinking that we were the good ones doesn't mean that you're not going to play this fucking game too. That's what they did to Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk woke up. When Charlie Kirk started talking about Israel, Turning Point USA started talking awesome. The fuck is this guy talking about? Isn't this supposed to be like fucking top Jew, like honorary Jew? And then he starts talking on some anti-Israel shit, and then you know what doesn't happen when you get shot? Your shirt doesn't go like this. And you sure as shit don't get a neck wound out of your carotid.